evening, everybody, and welcome to the Apex Sim Racing E-Series Showdown. You're watching Rebel Racing Network, and tonight I am joined by a special guest, Alex Veith, as he's going to co-commentate tonight. Alex, how you doing tonight?
Fantastic. It has been a nice, hot, humid week here in Central Illinois, and I'm looking forward to get some great hot racing action here in Texas.
Yes, sir. Well, we are getting ready to get rolling tonight. As he said it right, Texas is where we are, and man, we are rolling and excited to get this 100-lap shootout rolling as gridding is just started. So let's go ahead and jump right in, and let's see where we are after this nice, well-needed break. And let's go ahead and bring up the grid now. Maybe. I don't know. Hey, there we go. All right. All right. Well, your peg leg pole award winner is Chris Carroll with a 29.887. And let's go ahead and get into the Kinder Farm and Ranch starting grid. I'll get the top 10. Alex, if you want to get the 11 through 22. Yeah. So Chris Carroll starting on pole. Tracy Passon starting second. Chris Bedwell starting third. Chris McLean starting fourth. Alex Coffey starting fifth. Garrett Kinder starting sixth. Mickey Isaac starting seventh. Eighth, Aaron Adcock. Dana Shepard starting ninth. And Brandon Wallace starting 10th.
Making up row number 6 is Anthony McPherson, that 28 machine. Charles Stevens in the double 8. Rolling off 12th. Matt Rogers going to come off in that lucky 13 spot. Just outside of him is Justin Miller. Rolling off 15th is the 75 on the track. Number 1 in your hearts, Chuck Pegleg Felts. Jason Raymond rolling off 16th. Alan Smith in that black number 3 rolling off 17th. Tony Edrington in the double 7. 18th, Jason Warren in that hot pink and white Velocity machine rolling off 32nd. George Williams 4th. And the man on a mission tonight is Ray Rogers, always fast in that 51 Toyota. And rolling off, and last but not least, in the 22nd spot, TJ Roberts in that 1 machine.
That is your Kinder Farm and Ranch starting grid. Well, tonight, really excited. Want to thank our main sponsor, Apex Sim Racing Gear. Definitely go check them out, apexsimracing.com. Go check their stuff out. Alex, how you feel about Texas? What do you think about tonight? What do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be great racing, but for some unknown reason, me and this track do not get along, so I just elected not to race it tonight.
Well, we got 4 sets of tires in the pit, so we got 1 on the truck and 3 extra that they'll have. 75% fuel, 1 fast repair, and we are getting ready to go green as Chris Carroll going to lead us down to the green flag, and we have 100 laps here at Texas. Get your cowboy hats, pull your boots up real tight, and we're getting ready to go green, and green flag is out as Chris Carroll gets a nice start. Tracy Passons didn't get a great start on the outside. Chris McLean all over the back end of him as they try to get that outside line rolling. Oh, Chris Coffey is going to go around. Big wreck. Oh, and Tracy Passons upside down. Oh, he goes for a huge flip as Alex Coffey wrecks.
That was wild.
My goodness, that's not how you want to start it. We got the sound rolling right now, but my goodness, big wreck as we go back and check that out as Tracy Passons.
Snap.
As we watch Alex Coffey gets down coming off the corner, just gets loose and just barely collects, but it gets Chris McLean, the 43 involved. You see the 96, the Boba Bowl car going around as Alex was able to kind of save it there, but Tracy Passons not so lucky as we're going to go on board with him and see what that ride was like as he's coming off this corner on lap 1. That is not how you want to start this race. Well, that is a vomit-inducing ride for sure as Tracy Passons Uh, Jason Warren, Tracy Parsons, Chris McClain, all involved in that had to tow, and so these drivers already with a kind of behind the eight ball now, as they're going to have to tow, and that takes a long time here at Texas. They're going a lap down as we speak.
About the only one to sneak through there from inside the top 10 with no damage is the 01 of Mickey Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, and that happens. I mean, gosh, you hate to see it on lap one, and I know Alex definitely a fantastic racer. It's just one of those things. Cold tires, you really never know how the car is going to handle. You get out there and you practice, but you don't really know how it's going to handle in traffic. And these things do change how they handle in traffic. You get behind somebody, someone gets behind you, it can really change the balance of the race car. And with the cold tires, the grip not really up to where it needs to be. And Alex just gets a little bit loose, a little bit of net code that caused that, but tough deal for some drivers who definitely were favorites to win this race. Already in trouble. Chris McClain, Tracy Passon, Jason Warren, Alex Coffey, all of those involved. And those are, those are winning race trucks, Alex.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want to race it, because I would do exactly that, but I would do it in about 18th.
Yeah. Yeah, the new Texas, this is, of course, the redesigned Texas Motor Speedway they did a few years ago. 3 and 4, pretty much the same. The front stretch very similar. But turns 1 and 2, they widened it out. They made the inside lane go way down. It's an unnecessary change in my opinion, because the inside line just is the only one that works. It's just too far around to get the high line to work, and it's just too flat.
It's something about the transition from banked to the backstretch that just doesn't jive with a lot of guys.
Right. Yeah, it's a real odd way to race this particular track. Is the fastest line is actually to come off low off the corner, just because of how wide. You see how wide that turn is. You could fit 6 trucks into that turn, but the groove is right there on the bottom. You do not want to come off the corner high like you would normally, just a normal exit of the corner. You actually have to come off low to get the speed that you need. Just take up too much time going around the outside. So, different way of driving, and it definitely unloads the car or truck quite a bit. So, I'm not a fan of the new Texas, Alex. I like the old one.
Yeah. Of all the mile and a halves on the iRacing circuit that a lot of these Cup or these NASCAR series go to, this is by far my least favorite. I would rather go to Kansas, Kentucky, Chicagoland than race Texas.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, lights off on the pace car. We're going to get ready to go green here on this restart on lap 4. And let's see if we can get a green flag lap, as Chris Carroll going to lead us down to the green flag of the restart and gets a great jump. That outside line just cannot seem to get going. But Garrett Kinder all over the back bumper of Chris Bedwell as it go down into turn number 1. And Mickey Isaac settling in, like you said, able to miss that first wreck, settling in second place in that 01.
Mickey Isaac, been called the Ryan Newman of many leagues. He is incredibly consistent, incredibly fast, and probably the hardest person on the track to pass for those reasons.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But one of the cleanest drivers. He will definitely race you clean, if not really, really hard at the same time. Go back in the back, watch as we look at Chuck Pegleg fence, and we got Chris McClain, Tracy Parsons, both a lap down or more. I think a couple laps down. So they're trying to fight their way back on the lead lap somehow. Just got to fight as much as you possibly can. They got a long race ahead of them. They're gonna have to get a couple more cautions and some luck, both of them, to get back on the lead lap.
That's showing Chris McClain and Tracy Parsons 2 laps down.
As we go on board with Mickey Isaac, as he is trying to track down Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll, obviously one of the most dominant trucks all season long, has really come out of the gate with a lot of speed, running that 5 Kings number 97 Chevrolet. And I think that's the secret. I think he came in with the Chevrolet versus the Toyota, and I think that's where he has been the strongest. Is that Chevrolet just seems to be a little bit stronger than those other 5 Kings Toyotas. So I think that's going to be his secret.
I haven't really driven anything other than the Chevys. Is there really that big of a difference?
No, there's absolutely no difference, but I like to think there is.
Yeah, because Dad decided he was going to race a Toyota one week. He's like, oh, this Toyota drives awesome. Like, that's the same truck.
Yeah, in iRacing, all the physics for the different manufacturers are even, and obviously that's for competition. They don't do that in real life, but in iRacing, and I'm obviously talking to people that are watching, you'll have the different bodies, different body styles, but all the physics and how they run, the setups are all the same. No matter the manufacturer. So no manufacturer has any actual advantage. I just like Chevy, so I like to think that they're a little bit faster.
Yeah, they are faster because, number one, the LS is God's power plant, and number two, there's one on my driveway, so they're automatically faster.
That's right. Well, checking up front, we got a nice little race brewing as Chris Bedwell has gotten to the back bumper of Mickey Isaac. Going to look down to the inside in turn 3 and 4. And Mickey Isaac going to try to hold that outside. The outside line in 3 and 4, I think, will be okay. With Mickey going to get into the wall, though, that's not okay.
That is not the right high side, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah, and in these trucks, we talk about it every week. Momentum is king. You have to keep the RPMs up. You have to keep the speed up. Anytime you have to lift, you get out of the gas, get on the brake. That is all she wrote for the next couple laps as you try to get that speed back up. So it's super important to not hit the wall, but it's also super important to get down into turn 1 and get off turn 2 without much speed loss, and that's how you can carry it all the way through. You might have to do a slight lift in 1 and 2, but you're close to being flat out in 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's suffering too. There's a little bit of right side damage on the back of that thing, so that arrow is definitely going to be affected here. This big old
Texas
yeah, it's basically a super speedway.
It does feel like that in the trucks for sure. Yeah. It just stinks when you get to the wall in these trucks. Everything is so sensitive, and if you don't get a caution soon, you have to just deal with it for the next 30 or so laps, as we have a pit window of about 32 to 37 laps. We don't really know exactly what people can do, but somewhere around in there.
Yeah, these things really have the aerodynamic properties of a Lego.
Yeah, no doubt about that. As we look at Mickey Isaac, we got Charles Stevens starting to make his way up through the field, up 6 spots from where he started, along with Brandon Walsh right behind him. The biggest mover so far is TJ Roberts, who is no surprise to see him moving up the field in that number 11.
George William and Ray Rogers up 9.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of movers, especially with that early wreck. People to keep your eye on TJ Roberts and Ray Rogers, as they are scooping. Let's go back up front. You see the draft kind of keeping these guys together. The top 3, Chris, and Garrett, with Aaron Adcock trying to get a little sniff of that and get caught up to these top 3. But the top 3 sort of separating themselves from the field here as we get over into lap 15. While we're watching this, go ahead and bring up the webcam. Let's see what everybody's doing tonight. We got Aaron Adcock, Charles Stevens, Chuck Pegleg-Phelps, Garrett Kinder, Chris McLean down there in the middle, and Matt Rogers on the bottom right. And they all look like they're concentrating. Aaron Adcock look like he's trying to set his chin on the steering wheel, as he is really, really concentrating on what he's doing. Man, that is focus right there.
So you got Garrett Kinder with the gun, Chuck and Garrett Kinder with a gun show.
Yeah, sun's down, guns out. I don't know. I don't think that's how the saying goes, but him and like you said, Chuck. Of course, Chuck. He can't. There's no sleeve that can contain that, so he is sporting the tank top as you. All right, let's go back to the racing. As like we said, top three had kind of pulled themselves apart, but Aaron Adcock able to run this group down and is right up to the back bumper of Garrett Kinder.
About 2/10 separate the top four apiece, so about a car length between the four of them each.
Yeah, and at this stage of the race, you're not really, there's only 100 laps. That's not a lot of laps, especially if we go green. And Texas being as wide as it is, and how stable the trucks are, it's pretty much, pretty much guaranteed there'll be a lot of green flag laps. It's one of those where you kind of mind your P's and Q's, and you just try to make it. If you're the top four, you're doing a good job right here, just trying to stay together and keep yourself in shot of the lead. You're going to have pit stops to make and all kinds of things that are going to cause separation, but you want to at least be up here. You want to make sure you don't hit the wall like Mickey Isaac, get that damage. See Chris Bedwell get a little bit high off of turn 2 there. You just don't want to flirt with that, as that could do like what it did with Mickey, who is back in 7th now. Really, really put you behind the 8 ball.
Doing a little quick Google and trying to find if the ARCA. I didn't realize ARCA doesn't come here, but in my research, I found that Tony Stewart has the race lap record for the oval here in an IndyCar in 1998.
How about that? All right. Well, as we watch, we talked about Mickey Isaac. He is now all the way back to 11th, so that damage definitely he is suffering as he is getting passed by Justin Miller in that 26 Melliellas. He gets a little bit out of shape there, grabs a little bit of that apron, has to get out of it. Brandon Wallace going to take that spot in that 99 Chevrolet, the yellow 99. Right in front of them is the group, your second group of 4, and led by Jason Raymond, T.J. Roberts, Charles Stevens Jr., and Ray Rogers. So I would imagine with the caution, these guys will be up at the front really quickly. They have just started in the back, not really great qualifying efforts, and working their way towards the front. So I expect to see all 4 of these guys battling for the win as we go forward through this race.
Yeah, it just goes to show how absolutely blazing fast Ray Rogers is. 0 time put in practice, 0 qualifying put in. Started 21st and is now in the 8th position.
Yeah, he has been picking them up and laying them down as he goes by Charles Stevens and moves himself up in the 7th spot in that purple Yahoo Toyota.
If I were a bet man, I'd say it's some kind of Kyle Busch scheme.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Joey Logano has been running that scheme, but I'm not sure.
Might be a KBM scheme. I don't know.
Oh, as I see Jason Raymond get a little bit of that apron, goes down to defend as T.J. Roberts gets a nice little run there. Jason Raymond grabbing a little bit of that apron that causes him to have to check up. And looks like T.J. Roberts thought about going around to the outside, but like I said, that outside on turn 1 and 2 just does not work. He's not able to get that get the speed he needs.
Yeah, I think he just went about 2 lanes too high to really capitalize on the momentum there. As I say, that looks like he's about to pull on the door of the 44 onto the tri-oval.
Yeah, 3 and 4 definitely could make it work. That's just the hard part about it is, yeah, you can make it work in 3 and 4, but then you got to do it in 1 and 2. And it is just impossible to see Jason Raymond able to take that spot back. Oh, T.J. Roberts going to get in the wall. He is dragging that wall, trying to get it off there. Finally goes down into turn 3. And you see a little bit of right front damage on that 11 machine. That's what we talked about. Don't want to do that, as that can make your day really, really long. Ask Mickey Isaac.
Yeah, he's dropped all the way back to 13th.
Able to keep it going, but you can definitely see he is going to lose this spot to Charles Stevens Jr. in that 88.
Yeah, Brandon Wallace is going to hang tight on the back bumper of the 88 and try to capitalize on the momentum here.
Yep, absolutely. Well, as always, want to thank our main sponsor, Apex Sim Racing Gear. If you need any kind of sim racing equipment, accessories, things to add to your rig, I mean, you got all kinds of customization options. Screens, you got Fanatec add-ons, you got button boxes, you got buttons, you got switches. You know, if you ever want to feel like you were sitting in a jet airplane, and you know, if you're going to see Top Gun Maverick anytime soon, just go ahead and recreate you an F-18 Super Hornet, and get your switches and buttons from ApexSimRacing.com, and go check them out. As man, they got some really well-made stuff. Definitely check those out. As man, Brandon Wallace is super close to the wall. And you see Jordan Williams starting to creep into the picture here as we're about to cross the line for lap 30.
Now, if you're a sim racer and you don't have a button box, just get one. I got one, and it's the coolest thing I've ever done. You can map buttons to do whatever you want. You got toggle switches to start it like you're in a real race car, brake bias knobs, the whole kit. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, looks like Alex Coffey coming down pit road. Go ahead and get his stop, as he had some damage. Definitely was struggling with the handling of the car, truck. And, he's actually coming back down pit road. Oh, man, did he get a penalty? That is not good. Just came out of pit road, and already a tough night going worse here for Alex Coffey in that number 7. Not a good night. Looks like he's coming down pit road again. Most likely some sort of penalty, speeding on pit road, something like that. Very frustrating if you're Alex Coffey, but he's going to go multiple laps down. Well,
yeah, tough break because he is now about to be 3 laps down.
Yeah, that's a tough deal. It's going to be hard to make that up. So, tough for Alex Coffey, who has really been fast. I think he has a lot of the same speed as right as I start talking about this. We got guys coming down pit road. I try to find them. Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock coming down pit road. Po-Man making their way down pit road. Little short pit here is it's on lap 33. I think they can go a little bit longer than that. But coming down, go ahead and get that stop done. Get back on track. Try to use that advantage to maybe jump ahead and take the lead here, as that should open the door for everybody else. Tony Ederson coming down pit road as well.
Mickey Isaac down pit road.
Yeah, pit road getting really busy here. Check in with our leader, and Chris Carroll gonna give up the lead as he is coming in really quick there. Brings that 97 machine, and that gives the lead over to Chris Bedwell in that 95 Chevrolet.
Well, he was hot on the way in.
Yeah, definitely a fast entry for Chris. We'll see if he was able to get out without any kind of penalty. Looks like he's able to get out without much issue, as Chris Bedwell still on the track. Hoping for a caution, trap a couple of these guys a lap down. But as we talk about this, talked a little bit about, we talked about Alex Coffey has 2 wins on the season and was about 32 points back from Chris Carroll. Of course, the playoffs will change all that, but really tough night for him, especially in the points. You definitely don't want to give up points And so he's going to be behind the 8 ball quite a bit with that penalty and that first lap spin. So second place in points. That's going to give Jason Raymond, Charles Stevens, and Chuck Peltz a little bit of chance to kind of scoot up the standings here, as we only have just a few more races left to go before the playoffs start.
Yeah, Chris Bedwell down pit road, along with Chuck Phelps. TJ Roberts, Charles Stevens was just down. Justin Miller's just down. George Williams, Brandon Wallace are going to resume your lead. Brandon Wallace, the king of running 2 laps past the fuel window somehow.
Yeah, well, when you go that slow, it's really easy to save gas, you know, so he's able to make it last quite a ways. But, yeah, George Williams now your leader as he is taking left-hand turn down pit road. Get his 4 tires.
Brandon Wallace as well.
Yep. And that's going to leave Dana Shepard out on track. Dana is a new driver here. Don't know much about, I'm assuming him. We'll just say them. I don't know much about them. But it started in the 9th position with a good qualifying effort. A little bit of damage on the side of that 43, but staying out, getting the lap lead maybe.
Yeah, very well could have been from that lap 1 caution too. I mean.
Yep. Looks to be coming down pit road. It's going to surrender the lead back to Garrett Kinder, which we saw him come down pit road a little bit early. Him and Aaron. Aaron did not get on and off pit road as well as Garrett, and Garrett with that was able to come out with about a 2.5-second lead over Chris Carroll. So the undercut worked out just perfect for the number 13.
I don't know how he does it, but he somehow manages to master every green flag pit stop I've ever seen him take.
Yep, definitely solid on and off. Solid driver all around. Definitely one of the favorites to win any kind of racing. He's got the 13 out front, and now he's up to 3.5 seconds now. So he has definitely laid them down here as everybody else having to get. Not really sure what happened to Chris Carroll last lap. He had a really, really tough lap. Don't know if he got stuck behind traffic or he's actually slow.
Yeah, he is about almost a full second slower that time around than Garrett Kinder was. Chris Bedwell faster than Garrett Kinder that time around.
Interesting. I'm not really sure. Let's just, I don't know if there may be a little bit of fuel saving going on here, maybe.
Yeah, 31:41 is not a fast lap.
It definitely seems to be like really counter steering. Something's wrong with that 97 machine, as he is not lifting at all. So definitely no tire saving. Let's see if we can go back and see maybe what happened to him. Go back a couple laps and I'm not sure. I can't tell. Did he may have not taken tires there, Alex.
I'm not sure, but he is sawing on that thing.
Yeah, that car does not look good. I'm trying to go back a couple laps, but I don't see any contact. I don't see anything that would indicate, any kind of contact. This car looks really, really good. So not really sure what's going on with the guy who's led the majority of the race. The truck looks super clean, but he is definitely off the pace. The only thing I can think of is he had a 12-second stop versus 14 for everybody else. So the only thing I can think of is he either took 2 tires or he didn't take any tires. Which, Alex, I don't know. That seems like a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just found his pit stop. I'll let you know what I see.
I mean, there's 4. They had 3 in the pit, so 4 total. So I'm not really sure. I mean, we're almost to halfway now, so I don't know if it was worth saving. But you know, hey, I'm
We
up in the
took
booth.
fuel only.
Well, there you have it.
I just watched the replay, and neither side of the truck went up.
Yeah, so interesting call. So that means he has 3 sets of tires left versus everybody else. So he may be planning for a couple extra cautions. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, it may be you're going to have to pit pretty close. No, if you do the math, I mean, the earliest pitters was on lap 33. So they can definitely make it on one more stop. So I don't know. It's an interesting strategy that we'll have to see play out. But Garrett Kinder, your current leader with Chris Bedwell, about 2.4 seconds back. As we look at the times here, as Bedwell was making up quite a bit of time last lap, about 2/10 slower. We'll see as they cross the line here what Bedwell is able to do. Bedwell crossed the line about 1/10 and a half faster, so he is gaining a little bit. Of course, he does have 5 lap fresher tires than Garrett Kinder does, so Garrett trying to nurse those tires, and by the time Chris catches him, tires will likely equalize, but looks like Chris will be able to make up a little bit of ground. Back behind Ray Roll. Let's just go through the field. Heck, we got a little bit of time here. We'll go through the field. We talked about the top 2 already. Ray Rogers working on the back bumper of Chuck Pegleg Phelps, who is a lap down. Like you said earlier, Ray Rogers up 18 spots from where he started, having a heck of a run. Was able to win the All-Star race in dramatic fashion with a fantastic race. So having another good one tonight as he is running third. Aaron Adcock with he pitted on the same cycle that Kinder did. Didn't seem to have as good a pit stop as Garrett Kinder did, but he's about 4.4 seconds back from Garrett Kinder, and but still having a great run, running fourth, taking advantage of a lot of people's misfortune here, as he is going to be a threat to win this one towards the end. Chris Carroll, like we already said, running in 5th place, maybe doing a tire strategy, not taking tires on that pit stop. We'll see if that works out in his favor. Mickey Isaac has been able to recover, comes down pit road, gets his fast repair, gets that truck fixed back up, and finds himself in the 6th position. So he was able to make up a lot of ground there, pitting a little bit earlier, and he is now back in the hunt. Charles Stevens running in the 7th. Right in front of him, you see Alex Coffey, who is a 2 laps down here. But Charles Stevens in the 88, up 5 position from where he started. Doing a great job, but man, I tell you what, George Williams, very, very impressive. Maybe one of the, Charles Stevens going to look down to the inside of Alex Coffey, and a close call there, as George definitely had the position there, has to back out of it a little bit. So a great battle here for 7th place. But George Williams, man, having a heck of a run as he is up 12 spots from where he started. Man, just a fantastic run for him. Brandon Wallace stayed out a lap longer than most folks, and is currently running in the 9th position. Justin Miller in that 26 Mellow Yellow Ford F-150. He is running in 10th. Right behind him in the 3 Trigger Time Chevrolet is Alan Smith, as he is trying to get inside that top 10. Alan, he always talks about how his goals are top 10s. I just want to get better and have some good finishes, and he is knocking on the door of that right now. So that is, Dana Shepard running it in 12th. Dropped back a few spots, but still has a little bit of that damage from saving that fast repair, maybe for a late race caution. Running in 13th, Matt Rogers. Truck looks pretty clean. I think he might have been involved in an incident, but driving in that Boba Bowl 96 Toyota. So we got pictures of what a Boba Bowl is. Alex, do you know what it is?
It's the popping bubble things going like tea and whatnot.
Have you ever had a boba bowl?
I have. Sonic had them for a while, believe it or not.
Okay. Well,
And if you get one of those little popping bubble things coming down the straw and mock Jesus and slams in the back of your esophagus, it's a great time. You should try it.
all right. Well, there you have it. I mean, just a well put, I'd say. Chuck Pegleg Felts running behind him in the United States Marine Corps 75. Having a good run. He started 15th, up 14th. Jason Raymond had a tough night. We've seen him go off track a couple times. Not really sure what's going on. I expect to see him a little bit better than he is. But you know what? Looks like a 5 Kings. He's got a little bit of damage on the right front, but looks like he's doing sort of the same strategy that Chris Carroll is. It looks like he was 11 seconds on pit road, so he definitely did not take tires either. So behind them in 16th, TJ Roberts, Tony Edgerton in 17th, Alex Coffey, of course, in 18th, 19th, Chris McLean after that first lap accident, just struggling to get back in this thing as we have not had a caution since as we get close to lap 60 here. Tracy Passons also a few laps down, and then Anthony McPherson. With 40 laps to go here, you still have to make another pit stop. I think you just kind of have to ride here, nose to tail, try to pull away from these other two drivers, or this other driver and Ray Rogers, as he is definitely a threat to win. So, sometimes, Alex, I don't know how you feel about this, but sometimes you have to work with your competition. If it's just me and Chris, I got a 50% chance to win. If it's me, Chris, and Ray, well, now it's 33%. So sometimes it's better to work with your competition to try to maybe pull that gap a little bit and keep it a 2-truck race.
Oh, for sure. Definitely in the trucks on mile and a half that almost feel like super speed days, like here and Charlotte next week is another great example. I'm sure the new Atlanta is going to be the same way, where it's faster if you just follow the leader and then worry about making the pass.
Yeah, and a lot of these 1.5 milers, like the new Atlanta is definitely a super speedway, so you're definitely wide open as old Bidwell all over the back bumper. And so much for that. It looks like maybe Garrett had to get out of it just a little bit. So if I'm Garrett, I'm just letting him go, as he is going to fight for it here. And it looks like Bedwell might clear him, does a little slide job, and Garrett Kendrick going to tuck in. Is he going to be able to rise? And it looks like he gets right to the bumper of Chris and is definitely going to follow him into turn 1. It looks like Bedwell's handling just a little bit better with those fresher tires. But yeah, Atlanta definitely full throttle now. You'll be constantly full throttle. Here at Texas, you're still, especially once the tires get worn out, about 5 to 10 laps in, you're off throttle. So you're still having to work that throttle, but draft down the straightaway is really, really important in these trucks, as they get a nice run down the straightaway, get that little bit of extra speed. So you can use that to your advantage to keep Ray Rogers behind it. If I'm in the race, I don't want Ray nowhere near me up front.
No, it's not a matter if Ray passes; it's a matter when he passes you.
Yeah, you've heard of Mr. Steal Your Girl. He'll steal your win, that's for sure. Ray Rogers will get it done. So he fighting hard, trying to stay with these guys. They are pulling away just a little bit. What you do here in the lift here from the in-car of Ray Rogers. Just have to get off the gas, get on as soon as you possibly can without drifting too far up, scrubbing as much speed off.
I'm not convinced you could pull 2 plug wires off that 51 machine. It'll still win by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, you see at 3 and 4, it's wide open. So all of your time is right here in 1-2. This is where you make up time. You got to be good off the throttle, back on the throttle, get that truck turned. Don't scrub as much speed off. That way you can carry it. It's like I said, you go down, come off of turn 2 here. You go down 3 and 4, you're wide open. So all the speed that you gain, getting on gas as soon as possible. You carry through here, you carry down the front straightaway all the way to the point where you lift in turn 1. So it's very, very important to get that right. That's what makes it so difficult. If you're lifted in both 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, and 4, you have a little bit more parity, but just don't have a lot of room to make a mistake. Check in on Chris Carroll. Got Justin Miller right in front of him. He has dropped all the way back to 10th place as those new tires are really just eating him alive. Goes from the lead all the way down to 10th place after coming down pit road and just not taking tires. Now, if for whatever reason, Alex, because we were full throttle for about 5 laps, for whatever reason we get a green-white checker and these other drivers have used up their tires, that will be a huge advantage for those drivers who elect to not take tires. But I just don't think it's not. The race doesn't seem like it's going that way.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if we get another caution as we have Garrett Kinder coming down to take another set of tires.
Well, he is making his last pit stop. Once you get past lap 66, that is it. You can make it the rest of the way on fuel. Unless we have 2 green-white checkers, but I still think you can make it. So Garrett Kinder coming down to go ahead and give up that second place.
Oh, misses the box. Drop the ball on the money spot, on the money stop.
Yeah, you're right. He actually he did slide through it and has to back up. That's going to be a little bit of time he's going to lose. Of course, if Bedwell or Ray Rogers stay out, any longer, he'll be able to make that up on track. So he is going to be hoping that Bedwell didn't notice that or doesn't hear it on the broadcast and stays out a little bit longer than he needs to. He can make that up. But I expect to see Bedwell coming down pit road as soon as possible. But yeah, rare mistake by Garrett Kinder.
Yeah, pit road is a very happening place right now. About 6 or 7 great names on my SDK right now.
Yeah, Mickey Isaac, Charles Stevens, Tracy Passes, Alex Coffey all coming down pit road. Tracy Passes and Alex Coffey a few laps down. Really, really needed some cautions, just not getting them. So just a tough break to have to tow on lap 1. Just no cautions to be able to make that up. As always, want to thank everybody watching in chat. Kevin Kinder, Steve McDonald, Ratchet Miller, Kelly Coffey, and Matt Clement in chat. I want to thank y'all for supporting, watching us, and watching your favorite driver out there on the track. Anybody else that is not in chat, not being vocal in chat, thank y'all too. Appreciate y'all. As we get ready to call the end of this race. As Chris Carroll coming down pit road. Now Alex, I would imagine he coming down to get 4 tires. What do you think?
There'd be no reason to not to.
Let's say that. Chris Bedwell, Ray Rogers both come down pit road. Ray tracking them down a little bit as he is pretty dang close to Chris Bedwell. And we'll see with that mistake on pit road that Garrett Kinder had, is he able to make it up? He's been on the track about he pitted on lap 67, so yeah, about 5 laps he's been out there wide open. So I think Garrett's going to come out with the lead pretty comfortably, but I would imagine these two will be able to catch back up as Garrett Kinder. You see him, that red truck crossing the start-finish line right now, full speed. These guys have to go around on the apron, and there goes Garrett Kinder as he's going to take over the lead once the pit cycle completes. So Garrett not wanting to waste any time here. He's going to be trying to make up, pass as many cars as he can, stay full throttle, not lift, and try to get as much ground on Chris Bedwell and Ray Rogers.
That was a 4-star stop for the 95.
There you go. A little weird to see this out of Jason Raymond in that 44. Used to seeing him up there battling inside the top 5, but tonight I don't know if it was just a weird strategy call, some damage, just hoping for a caution that he never got. I don't know, but he is currently running in the 16th position a lap down.
Yeah, up until that last stop, that the back of that 44 machine was all jacked up. Brandon Wallace down pit road, George Williams, Chuck Peglack-Felts, Chris McLean, TJ Roberts, Alex Coffey. Another 6 or 7 guys on pit road. The place is popping.
Yeah, everybody coming down to get their final stop, which should be their third set of tires. So everybody should have, unless they came in for no reason at all, they should have another set in the pit road for a green-white checkered. So I just don't think coming down pits and not taking tires on that first stop is going to work out. Now, however, if we get a caution in the next 5 to 10 laps, that strategy could play out pretty well if you get a green-white checkered. I just think that's you're hoping for a lot to happen, Alex, that you put yourself back in the pack in a weird position. You're really banking on a lot of stuff to happen that has to work out perfectly.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys trapped a lap down are kind of hoping for maybe some wave around action, but with nobody having tires left, the odds of that happening are pretty slim. Actually, I think in all reality, I think another caution happening is pretty slim as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I don't know. Like I said, we're assuming that they made a strategy call. It could have been a mistake. I've gone down and not having the tires checked a couple times. So it'll be interesting to know, later in this week what exactly happened. But regardless, right now, Garrett Kinder out to a 2-second lead over Chris Bedwell, Aaron Adcock, and Ray Rogers running nose to tail here for third and fourth. Difference in tires, about 6 laps. Ray Rogers has over Aaron Adcock, so don't know if he'll be content on just running behind Aaron or he'll scoot on around him.
Yeah, that's really the only battle for position that I see right now is for the third spot.
And it looks like Ray right now, and you saw him kind of do a little lift there, is he is content sort of drafting behind Aaron. We talked about it earlier. You're still lifting, so the draft not huge. But it's definitely enough that if the driver in front of you is fast enough, staying behind them, getting a little bit of draft, will be beneficial. So they're trying to work together here, trying to run down these top 2.
Yeah, it's a big gap, 3.5 seconds between Aaron and second place Chris Bedwell.
Yeah, let's actually go up here and let's see if they are actually making up time. Yeah, and it looks like even working together, Chris Bedwell with those fresher tires. Aaron pitted a little bit earlier than most of the top 5, so he is definitely at a disadvantage on tires. So you see about 0.2 a lap, Aaron Adcock is losing to Chris Bedwell. And as we look at the drivers up front, though, Bedwell is making up a ton of time on Garrett Kinder. Well, he was, and then the last 3 laps, Kinder has kept it pretty close.
Yeah, their last lap time was almost identical.
Yep. So Bedwell starting to plateau off. Like I said, you get about 5 to 10 laps of really, really fast lap times on those new tires, as you're able to almost run flat out. And but as the wear gets on there, you have to start lifting pretty heavily in 1 and 2, and starts to plateau a little bit. So right now, Garrett Kinder with control of this race. Bedwell is about, let's see, with that last lap. Yeah, that last lap, Bedwell was 0.3 faster, so was able to make up a little bit of time there. It's definitely plenty of time if he can keep that up to get to the 13 machine, but he's got to work through some lap traffic here. He's going to the inside of Jason Raymond. Now he's got to go past the number 3 of Alan Smith, but that gap is now down to a second between the first and second. So Bedwell's doing a great job getting through this traffic.
Yes, the nice thing about this league is a lot of guys know when a leader comes, just pull over and let them have it, and there's no fuss, there's no fight, and lap traffic. Most leaders can make pretty quick work of lap traffic due to the courtesy of the other drivers.
See Bedwell go to the inside of the 3 of Alan Smith. Last lap by, he was another 3/10 faster than Garrett Kinder, so you see the difference in tires. Garrett Kinder trying to hold on. You know, you wonder if Garrett maybe trying to save a little bit, as he knows Chris is going to get there. There's no point in driving super hard. Try to save as much tire, keep those tires as cool as possible. That way when he gets there, you can sort of mount a defense, try to protect that lead.
Yeah, 30.9 from Kinder and a 30.74 at Chris Bedwell that time around.
Yeah, Bedwell is scooting. He's got the draft now, so that's all he needs to every straightaway to really gain a little bit on Garrett. So Garrett really going to have to I just don't know. Chris Bedwell looking at we're on inside of the 95 machine. You can definitely tell how much faster Chris Bedwell actually is compared to that 13 machine. So I think Garrett's going to put up a fight of his life. He's going to keep this 95 machine behind him.
Yeah, it's about time for that 13 machine to go elbows up, as he is within 3/10. He's within striking distance.
As we go to the webcam screen, we go see what Garrett looks like as he's going to fight off the 95 as he is right to his bumper with 14 laps to go. Let's call him cool and collected. Doesn't look nervous at all. What do you think?
Ice cold.
To the back bumper as they go down the back straightaway. This is the battle for the lead. As Garrett Kinder going to defend the bottom, go straight down to the bottom. Bedwell going to get sort of an arc there to try to get a better run off the corner. They go down the front stretch. You see Bedwell gets a little bit of run here. He's going to have to set up the pass most likely in 1 and 2. That's about the only place you can really make the tire difference matter. But how much has Garrett Kinder been saving? Garrett Kinder comes off low. He's going to defend that low as Bedwell does get a run. Going down in turn 3, this is going to be a battle for the lead. And Garrett Kinder shuts the door, knowing that if he gives up that bottom line in 3 and 4 with that run that Bedwell had, that was going to be all she wrote. And he does that. Bedwell has to get out just a little bit of the gas. Boy, we got a battle here for the lead. Bedwell trying to get his first win of the season. Not a Chris Bedwell type of season, in my opinion. Last season, he was a threat to win every week. Been struggling a little bit as he gets right to the back bumper of Garrett Kinder. He's looking to the inside. He's got position on him now. Can Garrett Kinder do anything with the high side? Right to the right rear quarter, and Chris Bedwell's got it. Kinder's going to have to get a run down the front straightaway here, get back to the inside. That's his only chance, and that's exactly looks like what he's going to try to do.
You got to show a nose, but he's not quite there. Bedwell going to maintain the bottom and pull a little bit of a lead over the 13 machine.
Well, a great battle out of those two. Very respectful. A couple really nice blocks to try to stop momentum, try to keep that 95 behind. But Chris Bedwell, with 9 laps to go, takes the lead. And if you're Bedwell, you just got to start clicking off qualifying laps as fast as possible. Use those tire advantage. Get as much space as you possibly can. Tires don't matter anymore. You just burn them. It's all gravy now.
Yeah, that last time around, as he passed Kinder, was another 0.2 of a faster lap.
Yeah, he is definitely scooting. Garrett Kinder, who had missed a race already, he is currently 6th in points. He has no wins. Chris Bedwell, no wins as well. So both these drivers in desperate need of a win to get themselves locked into the playoffs. So if everything stays like it is, most likely going to get a new winner for the season, which for these two drivers is really surprising, man. It's pretty wild to say, hear that come out of my mouth, that Chris Bedwell and Garrett Kinder winless as we are 8 races in to this season.
Yeah, Garrett Kinder for sure not having a win because he is dominant in about everything he drives.
Bedwell coming up to some lap traffic, but I don't think that's going to be any kind of issue. Matt Rogers moves up out of the way for the 95 and then drives way up the track to give Garrett Kinder that inside track. 6 laps to go. Chris Bedwell in cruise mode. Yeah, it looks like we're dropping a little bit of frames. We have at some point. I apologize about that. Not really sure what's going on, but if there are some drop frames, a little stuttering, I do apologize. But it looks like it is solid now.
Yeah, once again, the only real battle on the track for positions is still for the 3rd spot with the same 2 drivers, Aaron Adcock, Ray Rogers, still about 2/10 away from each other. Neither one can seem to pull away from the other.
Yep. We'll go on board and watch this battle as we've got 5 laps to go, coming to 4 now. Everybody kind of spread out, and we kind of love that. Every once in a while, it's nice to have a race where, we had the caution on lap 1, but we've been green the whole rest of the way. You see Aaron Adcock get a little bit loose. I think this is where Ray Rogers takes the position. Actually, no, just goes down in the backstretch and gets to the bumper of the 17 and pushes him down to the corner. So Ray Rogers with a perfect opportunity to take the position. Instead, though, decides just to stay in line.
Is this some kind of weird team order where he's not allowed to patent? Now they're now on the same team.
I don't know. Is this like? I don't know if this is like an animal playing with his food or what the deal is, but definitely seems like Ray has enough speed to make this pass, but. Not really sure. Aaron Adcock obviously very capable, but you got Ray Rogers with 6 laps fresher tires behind you. That's impossible for pretty much anybody. Let's see the edge coming out of the road there.
But like you said, it's almost impossible to pull off the high line in 1 and 2. So I don't know if he's maybe waiting to where he can stick his nose in there and control the bottom for a lap, or if he's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Nope. He just come over race comms and said this is the lap he's been waiting on. Last lap.
Well, all right. We'll stay here as long as we can as we watch and see what Ray is going to be able to do. If I'm Aaron Adcock, I'm blocking the mess out of him. He waited too long. I'm going to go down to the bottom. You ain't passing me here. And definitely doesn't look like he's got enough speed as they go to turns 3 and 4. But off of turn 4, Chris Bedwell gets the first win of the season in Apex here at Texas with a fantastic run to the finish. A great strategy call. And there is your winner. Chris Bedwell finally gets the monkey off his back, gets that goose egg out of here, and gets the win for that 95 machine. And, like I said, very, very surprised that this is his first win, but good to see Bedwell back in victory lane. Garrett Kinder comes home second, Aaron Adcock third, Ray Rogers fourth, and Charles Stevens in fifth. Is Matt Rogers like, hey guys, I'm still racing here, I think. As well, pretty good race, Alex. I don't know, what I was saying there is, sometimes you have a race that's just caution after caution after caution. And, man, it's nice to have a race that is pretty much green flag all the way and get to see the green flag pit stops, the strategy, the skill of getting on pit road, coming off pit road. So I definitely thought we saw a really, really good race, and we had a battle there with about 10 laps to go for the lead. Uh, not for the weed, for the lead.
Words are hard sometimes, Eddie. I understand.
I'm struggling tonight, man. I don't know what's going on. It's the end of my work
Well,
week
I've been
on
struggling too.
Friday.
So
Yeah, it's the end of my work week. It's Friday. We've been off for a couple weeks, so gonna be a little bit you have to deal with. So we have to give out uh, some awards tonight. I'm gonna give out the Trigger Time Hard Luck Award to Alex Coffey. Chris McLean, Tracy Pass is definitely in the running for that, but Alex with that first lap getting a little bit loose, and then having that speeding penalty that really took him out of the race. And finishes in 21st. Just an awful night for Alex Coffey. So he is going to be the Trigger Time Jammed Up Award winner. So congratulations. Paint of the night is going to go to Justin Miller, as we'll go back a couple laps to show off that paint scheme.
that's what I was gonna pick.
Yeah, I think that Miller yellow car looks really good. I can't
With the next gen number placement.
Yeah, I mean I don't love the number placement, but it's going to be the One Inch Design's favorite paint of the night. As I can't give it to the same people every week. So people who do new schemes every once in a while, heck, you got a better chance of getting that award. So Justin Miller gonna win that one. So congratulations. As far as the Hard Charger Award, that is going to be to Ray Rogers, who was able to pick up 17th position before he starts. Not really fair, because Ray is going to be able to drive through the field, but he is going to be your Kyle Roberts Handmade Leather Hard Charger Award winner. So congratulations. Want to thank, we didn't get to use them, but I don't even know if I got to use them once, but Burkhalter Recycling and Demolition Wreckage Rewind. Want to thank them for sponsoring the Wreckage Rewind. And let's go ahead and jump into the post-race 5 Kings Corner, and let's talk to our top 3. And finishing in 3rd place is Aaron Nycott. Let's bring him up here. Aaron, this is Eddie and Alex in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, hey, man. Well, a really, really good race there. It pretty much went green flag to green flag. We had that caution on lap 1, but then it went green all the way. Those are always really fun. You get to really focus in on your green flag pit stops. You and Garrett Kinder pitted together, got a little separated after that first pit stop, but man, able to come home with a 3rd place finish. Tell us about your race and how you were able to get that Ford F-150 in 3rd.
Well, the beginning of the race when that first wreck happened, I was really just focused on getting out of that bad situation. I missed Tracy's back bumper by just a little bit, and whenever him and Alex Coffey, made contact, I think they hit the wall and cut right back down in front of me, and I was just hoping that I could get through there without damage, but was able to scave through that first caution, and I really was anticipating one more caution because for some reason these trucks on real cold tires, the way the aerodynamics and everything are going into turn 1 on cold tires, it'll just grab the truck and pull it around. So I was kind of anticipating at least one more, but everybody stuck it in there and held on to it. The next restart, I guess we had a little bit of temps built up, but yeah, just once I saw we was gonna have to do some green flag pit stops, it turned into a what lap do I want to go? Do I run it all the way out? I kind of kissed the wall a little bit before the first green flag pit stop, and once I did that, I knew I had to try to short pit. I would have liked to go maybe a lap or 2 longer, but yeah, a little bit of damage. I had to do that, and had good stops. Me and Kinder didn't even coordinate when we were coming down. It just kind of worked out that we were both thinking the same thing, and we were in the same chat tonight and everything. So it just worked out. Strategy fell into our favor. Didn't get any cautions while doing pit stops, and that would help. So Ray Rogers was breathing down my neck there the last pit stop cycle there, and I tried to give it to him a few times, and who knows, he might have been helping me out a lot too. But yeah, real strong run for Po-Man Motorsports tonight. A couple guys got caught up in that first wreck, but me and Kinder were able to pull through and get a good finish, get a couple Po-Man up here in the podium.
Yeah, I mean, just a fantastic race from you. You and Ray were the closest drivers together for pretty much the last part of that last run. So, but man, a great race. Outside of that, not too much happened, man. Just a solid race from you, able to come home with third place. That is a great finish. As always, man. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs?
Yeah, Apex Sim Racing, of course, the main sponsor here in the league, and all the secondary sponsors that have come on board this season to help us out. And we got oh, I got so much stuff on Discord, I can't even find it. But yeah, all the guys at Kinder Farm and Ranch, Po-Man Motorsports, Chuck Pegleg for the Pole Award, Five Kings for the Five Kings Court Chat, Kyle Roberts with the Hard Charger, APS Ice, Justin Miller with 1 Inch Designs, all the guys that have stepped up, Eric Burkhalter. Appreciate them. Appreciate everybody in the league doing what they do to help us each week, and we can't do this without people showing up. So big props to guys that look forward to Thursday nights. Of course, all my team at Po-Man Motorsports. I got Furniture Row on the truck this afternoon for old Martin Truex, and hopefully might have to just keep running this scheme. It might be something to it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, congratulations. I know I look forward to Thursday nights every week, and you put on a good show, Aaron. Great finish, and we will be talking to you next week, I'm sure.
I appreciate it. Shout out to the family. Appreciate everybody watching.
Well, all right, let's bring in second place finisher Garrett Kinder as we swap this over to Garrett, and let's bring him in here and talk about this second place finish. Garrett, this is Eddie and Alex in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, Eddie, what's up, man? Alex, how's it going?
Hey,
Man, well, what a fun race, dude. We talk about all the time. You know, there's so many cautions in this race. Oh, there's so many cautions. You had 18 cautions or 30 cautions or however many, just constantly. Every once in a while, it's nice to have just one, maybe at the beginning, and then go green the rest of the way. Really work on pit strategy. I think running up in the top four for the first run. And then short pitted, I think that was the right call. You come out with the lead, and both times just trying to fight off Chris Bedwell there. You made the right strategy call. But talk about your races. As y'all were able to run green pretty much the whole race.
Man, I felt first off, I felt pretty fortunate to miss that first big one. I think it might have been lap 1 or 2 going down into 2, but I got a pretty close call, I think, on that one. I hadn't watched the replay back, but it seemed like it was pretty close. I could hear a lot of engine noise out of my passenger side, so very fortunate to miss that one. And man, the rest of the time it was, that first run was trying to run down the Chris and Chris show up there and try and get around them. Figured short pitting was the best way to get it done. I guess Carroll had some problems on pit road, didn't get his tires checked, something like that's what he had said. So he ran that entire second stint on some ancient tires. But man, yeah, Bedwell, man, he put on a heck of a show. First run he reeled me in from like 4.5 seconds back. Second time was like 2.7 back whenever we made our pit cycle. So big shout out to him, man. It was fun racing with him. I didn't have much for him by the time he got to me, but it was kind of a battle of lap times. Just fortunate to keep the nose clean and bring home P2.
Well, I mean, it was still a fun battle. I think you did all that you could do. You're trying to defend and try to keep him from getting the run off of turn 2. That seemed to be the best place to get it done, being that you're pretty much wide open in 3 and 4. I mean, is there anything
Yeah.
else maybe that you could have done to maybe hold him off to try to defend that position? I mean, you still had probably 10 laps to go at that point.
Man, I'd got to talk to him a little bit down here in the waiting room, waiting to get drug up here, but he said pretty much the whole race he was running brake going into 1, and I was just kind of letting the truck coast. So I was probably eating up a little bit more right front than he was. And whenever he comes to battling somebody trying to protect, that's what it comes down to is right front percentage. And I just didn't have it. he was able to, get a better run off the middle of the corner and able to actually cut down off the turn where I was doing everything I could to keep it out of drifting up into the wall. So, better tire strategy is about the only thing I could have done different. Felt really good about the race. I just, I missed out on running this race in another league. So didn't have any back history, with the way to updated these trucks and the tire models and stuff on them. So you win some, you lose some. This one I just got out drove, and man, I'm all right with it. P2 over here in this league, a lot of talented drivers.
Yeah, I mean, this field is stacked, man. I mean, every week. I mean, we were talking about it as y'all were coming down to the end of it. I mean, you and Chris Bedwell, of all people, uh, two drivers without a win. So really, really odd. 8 races in the season to hear that. As I mean, you guys are favorites to win every week. So it just shows the talent that shows up every week here at Apex. I mean, it's unreal. So, but a second place is almost as good as a win. Not quite, but
Almost,
yeah, it
almost.
feels pretty dang good to have folks like Aaron Adcock, Ray Rogers behind you. That's a pretty good day. So pretty solid day from you as always, man. Who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Man, I got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch for being huge supporters. I feel like it's been forever since I got to talk about them. The other leagues been on the break. We had a couple weeks, I think, since we've raced over here. So Kinder Farm and Ranch and Ratchet Speed Shop, absolutely love them to death. They've already been texting the phone, letting me know that they're proud of me and just needed a couple more or a few less laps, and I could have got the job done. But big shout out to them. Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers. You want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else. Check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. Just say here, Wolfpack Racing Ray Page. Man, just got to know. I'm sure you know all about it, Eddie, but good guy to know. And just absolute blast to talk to. He's been a little busy here recently, following some races around. So really anxious to get to talk to him again. All my teammates over here, Po Man, Aaron's not only head honcho of the league, but he's head honcho over at Po Man. And it's fun running over there with those guys. We have guys that come in and they're not necessarily part of the team, quote unquote, but guys just come there and hang out, and it's an absolute riot. Love running over there. All my teammates over at Velocity Motorsports, Shock Eye Racing Performance, and Superior Performance Motorsports. Got to thank Jimmy over at Apex Sim Racing Gear. I'm sure you've talked about him already. He talked about all the knobs and the bells and the whistles and stuff you can go buy. But man, if you've got a sim racer in your life, go check him out. He's got some top quality equipment. So got to love somebody that puts out good equipment for your sim racing. And then of course all of our series sponsors, man. I could go through the whole list. I'm not going to. You know who they are. Seeing the graphics on the screen all race. So man, just big shout out to everybody and thank you. And Alex, thanks for hopping in and helping Eddie out. Sometimes she struggles a little bit. I'm just kidding, Eddie. I love you, buddy. But man, just a good time over here. I enjoy racing over here every week.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Well, all right, let's bring the man of the hour in here, Chris Bedwell. We don't have him on track, but we'll get him in here and talk to him. Chris, this is Eddie and Alex in the booth. You got us?
Gotcha.
Well, man, you know what? You sound so excited for somebody who finally got their first win of the season here in Apex. I was just talking to Garrett about how odd it is to see with 10 laps to go, Chris Bedwell, Garrett Kinder battling it out for the lead, and neither one of you having a win. So tonight, able to get that goose egg off of your score sheet and get that win tonight. Excuse me. Talk about your race, man. How you were able to get it done through those green flag pit stops and then battling it out with Garrett there at the end.
Yeah, it's a good long race, good long runs. I'm really a lot better on rhythm races where you just can kind of focus on a rhythm. Um, but yeah, just he short pitted a few times to get around myself and the other Chris, and then he had a pretty good sized lead there after that pit stop. I think I pitted like 5 or 6 laps after him. Had a really good pit entry, didn't lock him up, and then had a really good pit exit. He was only like, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds out, and it took about 20 laps to get him. So I knew that when he was going to pit again, he was going to have to pit earlier, obviously, because he didn't have as much gas as me. But I only let it go 4 laps that time, and I think he ran his tires a little too hard on that last stint. I was able to catch him a little quicker, and I think obviously I just had fresher tires, and tried a little different line into 1 and 2 all night. It seemed to work really well. Different throttle brake technique. So I was real happy with how everything worked out and getting used to the rig finally. So really happy.
Well, you definitely should be. I mean, winning in this field and the way that you did, just a great strategy call there to get have the fresher tires. I mean, I always rather be on the offensive versus the defensive there in that position. So you had the advantage and you took advantage of it, got through the traffic just flawlessly and able to get that win. So what do you think that does for you as we're definitely over halfway before playoffs? What does that think? What do you think that does for you as you get down towards the end of this regular season? Get ready for playoffs, get that win out of the way, and start maybe clicking off a couple. What do you think?
That's a good time to get hot. Um, yeah, I think the once you get that one out of the way, the next few come a lot easier. Uh, obviously, Chris Carroll's going to be really tough to beat all season, and Garrett's Mr. Consistency. So, and then there's a few other guys in there. Obviously, Chris McLean's always tough. He got involved in that first lap crash, but a lot of really, really fast guys. I'm just glad to be at least talked about in that group. I don't know if I necessarily deserve it, but it's good to be talked about.
Well, congratulations on a win, man. Just a great, great win. Definitely earned it tonight, and looking forward to seeing you up front battling in this stout group. It feels like in this season, it feels like if you're the type of person who can win a race, you can also finish 10th in this field. The skill is just unreal. So, congratulations on the win. Very, very well deserved. Drove a great race. And as always, who you got to thank? Sponsor shout outs. Anybody?
Yeah, big shout out to the family for giving me some time. My wife for hanging out with me while I do this, and she's on the couch watching TikTok. And then teammates always make it fun. George Williams is a really smooth driver here at Texas, so I was asking him a lot of questions. He messed up his qualifying run, didn't get any practice, so he had ended up with a six in the back. So I think he would have been up here too if he had a better starting spot. But all in all, a lot of fun. Like racing with everybody. Appreciate you putting on the broadcast and all the series sponsors.
All right. Well, there you have it, Chris Bedwell, your race winner here in Texas. And, well, we are going to go over the results. We know the top three. Let's talk about the rest of the field as we bring up the results here. And Ray Rogers comes away with the fourth place finish. Charles Stevens with a great run in fifth. Mickey Isaac sixth. George Williams, just talked about him, finished seventh. Chris Carroll forgot to click his tires. Was leading the race, dominated that first run. Finishes eighth. Brandon Wallace ninth. Justin Miller with a great top 10 finish on the lead lap. Alan Smith didn't quite get his top 10, but able to finish in 11th place. Dana Shepard 12th. Chuck Phelps 13th. 14th is Matt Rogers. Jason Raymond in 15th. Chris McLean in 16th. TJ Roberts in 17th. 18th, Tracy Passons. Anthony McPherson 19th. 20th, Tony Edgerton. Alex Coffey 21st. And Jason Warren with that wreck on the first lap finishes in 22nd. So really, really great race. Tough for some guys on lap one, but outside of that, good to see somebody get their first win of the season, get that out of the way. And just like I said, want to thank all our sponsors. Want to thank Alex for jumping in, definitely being a great addition to the broadcast tonight. Any final thoughts there, Alex, as we get ready to close this one up?
No, I think everyone pretty much covered what I had in mind. For pretty much a green to checker, there was great racing all the way through, and looking forward to Charlotte.
Well, there you have it. Well, thank everybody for watching. Again, want to thank our sponsor, Apex Sim Racing Gear. Definitely check them out. ApexSimRacing.com is where you want to go. Check them out if you want some high quality products, good support. If you ever have any issues or have any questions, definitely reach out to Jimmy over there. I just tell you what, great guy, great products, and go check out their website, ApexSimRacing.com. As we are done here in Texas. and got a new winner, Chris Bedwell. Congratulations again, and want to thank all the admins that put in a lot of work. Aaron Adcock for putting this series together, and all of our sponsors who help get this thing going. And want to thank y'all for tuning in to Rebel Racing Network. We will be back tomorrow night. We will be doing the original Rebels ARCA series. Going to start off, kicking off the season. Did a little clash race at South Boston that was just a mess, but a lot of fun. We had a good time. And we are kicking it off at Daytona and getting that ARCA series rolling. One of the best series outside of Apex right now. One of the best series to watch. Very, very entertaining. So definitely come out and check that out tomorrow night. And I believe the Grand National Series in Original Rebels starts on Intensity tomorrow night as well. So a lot of racing getting kicked off in Original Rebels. So definitely come by, check some of that stuff out. And got a couple videos up on Rebel Racing Network. Go check those out as well.
Fantastic videos.
Yeah, a lot of fun making that stuff. So hope you like it. But thank y'all for watching. We will see y'all next week, and y'all have a wonderful night. See ya.